Spain ignites. Marc Marquez versus Pecco Bagnaia, the war Ducati wanted. Every time we land at a circuit where Pecco Bagnaia won last year, the tension is thick enough to slice through. The pressure that sits on his shoulders doesn't come from the media. It doesn't even come from Marc Marquez across the garage. It comes from within. Because when you're Pecco Bagnaia, a two-time MotoGP world champion who lost the 2024 title to Jorge Martin, your old satellite teammate turned Aprilia factory star, you don't just ride with expectation, you ride with ghosts. Ghosts of what could have been, ghosts of mistakes, 8 non-scores, a GP24 Ducati that was considered the most refined weapon in MotoGP history. And yet, the trophy slipped through his fingers. And now he shares a garage with the man Ducati chose over Jorge Martin. A man who didn't just break the rules of what was expected on a satellite bike last year, but rewrote them. Marc Marquez, let that settle for a second. Ducati, who dominated the constructors' table, who had Jorge Martin in the palm of their hand, who had every reason to reward the reigning world champion, said no to continuity. They gambled it all for glory, for number 93, for a dream team. And now here we are, Jerez, the start of the European leg. The stretch of the calendar where Pecco Bagnaia is traditionally at his strongest. But the thing about tradition, it dies quickly when Marquez shows up. Because while Pecco is still trying to figure out why he's not as fast on Saturdays, why he only comes alive on Sundays, Marc Marquez has been fast on Fridays, dominant on Saturdays, and explosive on Sundays. You see, I mentioned all 3 days intentionally, because Pecco Bagnaia is a Sunday man. But Marc Marquez, he's a race weekend monster, and it's starting to show in the points. A battle born in Portugal, forged in Jerez. To understand where we are now, we have to go back. Last year, round 2, Portugal, Pecco and Marc, collision course, both crashed, no points. Ducati's quiet warning in the background, don't cost us a championship. The two ignored it, and the silence after the crash said it all. 2 Alpha riders, 1 mission, and 0 willingness to yield. Then crash at Coda while leading with that GP23 where all Ducatis were struggling. Fast forward to Jerez 2024. Marquez riding a Gresini GP23, a bike with no factory updates, no latest aero, no cutting-edge electronics, just grit. He put it on pole, at a circuit where Pecco had dominated in 2022 and 2023. That GP23 wasn't supposed to be in the same zip code as the GP24. But Marquez? He made it look equal. No, he made it dangerous. The race was a thriller, the kind of duel MotoGP dreams of. Elbows out, throttle wide, brain switched off. Pecco won. Yes, but the question everyone forgot to ask was, who scared who that day? Because when you watch the onboard from Marc Marquez, you don't see a man testing limits. You see a man erasing them. The Ducati dream and nightmare. Let's stop pretending this isn't exactly what Ducati wanted. 2 title contenders, 1 red garage, full factory support, unlimited data. Every camera in the paddock fixed on the red box that's now split down the middle. On one side, the calculating, smooth and strategic Pecco Bagnaia. On the other, the firestorm known as Marc Marquez. Pecco told TNT Sports earlier this year, Ducati was trying to create the situation it has now. We lost the championship last year because I was committing mistakes. He's not wrong. He won more Grands Prix than Jorge Martin in 2024, but handed over the title with a string of DNFs. He didn't lose the title because he lacked speed. He lost it because he lacked survival instinct. Marc Marquez doesn't lack that. If anything, that's his greatest weapon. He'll do anything to finish a race. Crawl, crash, remount, throw body and soul into the gravel if he has to. He doesn't panic. He doesn't play safe. He goes until the tires give up or the checkered flag waves. Ducati knew exactly what they were doing. They created a fire in the heart of their own house. And as of now, it's Marquez who is holding the matches. 2025 so far, a factory divided. We're 4 rounds in, 4 sprints, 4 Grands Prix. Marc Marquez, 4 sprint wins, 3 Grand Prix victories. Pecco Bagnaia, 1 win, America's GP. Championship standings. Marquez leads by 17 points. Pecco is 26 behind. Let that sink in. The man who joined the team this year, who spent a decade on Honda, is now leading the factory squad. And he's not just leading on Sundays, he's leading everywhere. Sprint after sprint, he breaks Bagnaia's rhythm. And this isn't some fluke. Pecco has reasons. He says the smaller fuel tank in the sprint races changes the balance of the bike, that it unsettles the front end, that it kills his braking stability. But the reality is, Marc Marquez is adapting faster. As Jordan Moreland of the Crash MotoGP podcast put it, Pecco keeps saying about this issue with the fuel tank in the sprint, maybe a podium on Saturday will help build his weekend. But in the Grand Prix, he'll be up for it. He always is. He's right. But there's a caveat. Pecco has won the last 3 Grands Prix at Jerez. He owns Sundays here. But that's when he was the undisputed #1 at Ducati. That's when Jorge Martin was still being considered a threat, not a world champion. That's before number 93 walked into the garage and started rebranding Ducati red as his own shade. This isn't 2023 anymore. The truth we forgot. You know who Marc Marquez really is? He's the guy who made legends look slow. When Rossi was still in his late prime, when Lorenzo was dominant, when Pedrosa was hungry, Marquez didn't just beat them. He humiliated them. He chased them down from 10 seconds behind. He pulled overtakes that defied physics. He redefined what it meant to ride a MotoGP bike. And now he's on the best bike for the first time in his career. Let that land. Marc Marquez is finally on the most dominant motorcycle in MotoGP. You think he's going to waste this? If he could take pole at Jerez last year on a GP23 against Pecco and Jorge on GP24s, what do you honestly think he'll do this weekend on the same bike, same team, same data? If you're betting against him, you're betting against history. Pecco's redemption or collapse? Pecco Bagnaia is no joke. He's a double world champion. He's mature, methodical, and deadly when he's in rhythm. But that rhythm is missing, and he knows it. I know it's 100% my fault. I'm trying to improve. I know this season will be tough, but if I win, it will be fantastic. That's a man who isn't making excuses. That's a man who knows what he's up against. Marc isn't just fast. He's evolving. He's no longer reckless. He's balancing that same animal instinct with race intelligence. And the atmosphere in the garage? Still good. For now. Pecco even said, "It's great to have met riders like Marc. I've never had the chance to speak with him, and now I understand our relationship can be this good." But that's not going to last. Because no matter how many friendly debriefs they have, no matter how many team photos they smile in, this is war, and someone's going to get hurt. Senior journalist Lewis Duncan isn't convinced this weekend will be the classic everyone is hoping for. I think everyone's expecting a repeat of last year, but I just don't think we'll see it. The GP23 Marc was on wasn't even close to the GP24. Now that both riders are on equal machinery, it'll take a massive switch from Pecco to match him. And he's right. The numbers back it. But here's the twist. If Pecco pulls it off, if he beats Marquez in front of a full house at Jerez, on equal bikes, that changes everything. That swings the momentum back. That silences the noise. That shows Ducati that maybe, just maybe, the prince they crowned before Marquez arrived still has what it takes to wear the crown. But if he doesn't, if Marquez gaps him in Q2 by half a second, like I predict, and walks away in the sprint and the race, then that red box, it turns into a volcano. Because at the end of this weekend, someone's confidence is going to break. Someone's going to leave Jerez with more than bruises. They'll leave with doubt. And doubt, in a title fight like this, it's poison. This is the rivalry we've waited years for. Not a marketing gimmick, not a clash of manufacturers. Two champions, one bike, one dream. Welcome to Spain. Welcome to Jerez. Welcome to the battlefield where legacy is forged in throttle and tire smoke. And whether you're Team Pecco or Team Marquez, get ready. Because this isn't just a race. This is the war Ducati wanted.